we have a very special guest today, folks. He is known as the ZWC2 winner. Phone call from Vinny Boombox when we start.
You know that's intentional. You know that's intentional.
He calls right away. Ch0pper, I need to get on. I need to talk. I need to get on. I'm speaking now. But we have the ZWC2 champion for the YouTuber bracket. PUBG fucking goddamn legend. We got the man Ch0pper. How you doing, man?
Hello there. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on today, man.
You know what we were saying. You know what? We were like every after every episode, me and Jack go and we're like, all right, who we're gonna have on next week? You know what we're gonna do? And then I'm like, and I always tell Jack, I don't know. I really just don't know. I have no clue. And then
I have a list.
And then Jack's like, okay, how about this? And I'm like, you know what? Let me ask Ch0pper. Let me just send a DM. That's it. Let me just do that. And you know, I had a special request. And you probably saw it, but I have to say it because, you know, he's the man. You know what? I gotta love him. We have JC saying, tell him brother was strapped. Now,
man.
if you want to explain a little bit.
I love it. Okay. I can explain, but I also can't.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little bit of an inside joke.
It's one of these insiders.
It's one of those things.
What is this, Mean Girls too?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. It was, I forget what we were even talking about. We were in the car. Yeah. And we were heading, I believe we were heading to the actual event of ZWC, or it might have been ZWI. And I think Pizza said something, and I followed it up with that. And for some reason, JC thought that was the funniest thing on earth, and it just became our meme that we would throw around all day. Like, it really it means something, but it also doesn't. He just kind of, his reaction was what made it the joke.
Listen, it doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that you have that brotherhood. You know, you have those inside jokes.
Exactly,
you got it.
Even if it doesn't make sense.
Exactly. You ever have like those friends who they have those inside jokes, but then you get to learn what it is, and you're like, the fuck? Like,
and then you're enlightened once you figure out what it really means.
Yep.
Like, wow,
you feel important. You know, you feel important.
Yeah, exactly. Like you feel like you're in this little circle, this club.
And then
when you
get that feeling when they say, "Oh no, inside joke," and you're like a piece of shit. Like they're like.
And then you realize it's not that big of a deal after all. It's just like some stupid little thing that happened.
It's usually not. It's just one of those things where you had to be in the moment, or else it's not going to make sense.
Exactly. You could be having a conversation with somebody. They can be like, "Hey, John, milk," and then you're like. And they're like, oh, what's that?
It's like, don't worry about it.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I had, you know, it's so funny because, I was watching a lot of Jerry Seinfeld. I don't know why.
Man.
You know,
I saw him live.
Big man. I love
Big
Jerry.
man. You watch his comedians in cars getting coffee on Netflix.
Yeah.
You bring this up like once a week, I think.
Do I?
Yes.
I don't think I brought it up once, Jack.
Wait, what is it?
The comedians in cars getting coffee on Netflix.
I swear you brought this up several times.
I don't know.
And I still haven't seen it.
Well, anyway, he goes in cars with comedians, very straightforward, and he just goes and walks with them in diners. He gets coffee, they start talking, and you know, you go and there's one part where he goes to a restaurant and he goes, you know, me and my friends used to have this inside joke to where you get the check and you get it and your mouth just keeps moving and then your eyes just go wide when you see the fucking balance. Then you just go and you just keep talking like, okay, you know, if we take both cars we can hold, and then just go on with that. And then somebody was like, oh, what is that? And he's going, me and what do you say? Me and Elton John had that joke. Elton John. Imagine having an inside joke with Elton John.
Dude, Elton John and Jerry Seinfeld is like, it's like peanut butter and jelly. Really? It's like,
yes.
I think that their comedy is just like, it meshes so well together.
Yep.
Like that's a dynamic duo when I think about them.
Really? I actually didn't know that.
I think so.
You know, what is it about Jerry Seinfeld that gets, it's just like,
he's just goofy.
I think it's his voice too.
His voice and his demeanor is self-aware, goofy, and I love it.
What is it with me?
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta get it. You gotta go. You gotta
yeah,
do
I saw him live at a WinStar like a couple weeks ago, and he's like the exact same as I remember him on Seinfeld. Like just talks the exact same, like, you know, holds himself the exact same.
Were you guys fans of the show Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Not like, well now, but not whenever it was.
Yeah, when it was out.
I was dead. I wasn't alive yet.
The show about nothing.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's the show about nothing. I remember my father used to always have it on, and I'll be like, "Dad, what's the point of this? Like, they're at a soup, like a soup place, and then he's not getting soup. Why ain't he getting soup? Because the guy's a soup Nazi. What do you mean he's a soup Nazi? He's not giving him soup. Why isn't he giving him soup? Because he can't get the soup. It just makes no sense to me.
And in my opinion, though, that's the staple of good writing. Is if you can take the most non-interesting thing and have people watch it and think it's funny.
That's Larry David for you. That's Larry David. Larry David can make a cotton ball talk, and just you'd be peeing your pants the whole time. You can be like, "Oh hey, how you doing?" and the cotton ball is be talking, then boom, instant show, instant series.
That's revolutionary.
That's it. And what you call it? So Ch0pper, just asking you right out the gate. Have you ever seen any episodes of this? Any past because I remember seeing you in chat sometimes. The podcast.
Of this podcast. Yeah. So I watched the one with Matt when you had him on. I watched another. I don't remember. I think it might have been just you guys. I don't think you had any guests, but I remember watching that one like a few months ago, I believe. So yeah, I'm like somewhat familiar.
You know what? Because the topics we have in the questions, we have a lot. Chat can get interactive with it. We got topics, stuff like that. And the one thing we love to do is at the end of every podcast, we like to do a game. Okay, we like to do a little game, something to get the juices flowing.
Yeah.
Pardon, just whatever you gotta do. So we're gonna start now with the game. We're gonna change it up. We're gonna start now with the game. Get it going. Now, I did a little research on your channel, Ch0pper. Now I did a little scooping.
He's like, oh no.
Did a little snooping. Did a little snooping.
Yikes.
This is a game called Why. Okay.
Oh no.
You'll get it. Don't worry. I'm gonna name some video titles. On
I think I already know where this is going.
You ready?
I'm
gonna go down the list. True Power of the Summoning Key. The Rising Deck at Randoms. The Worst Singer in the World.
Okay. Yep.
Why?
I remember these. Why?
Just why?
I was bored. I gotta be honest. I was bored.
I had to get something out today.
yeah. Like this was when I was just throwing stuff up on YouTube, and I didn't really have any self-awareness about what I'm actually doing. But honestly, I don't regret doing it because that was a learning process for me. Right? Yeah. Like it was something that this was I did a bad thing. That's up. That's done with. That whole season of myself is gone, and I can move on. If I didn't have that, then I think that would have kind of manifested in a different way and maybe more embarrassing.
You're speaking like you're an intervention. I did it. I learned. I got it, and now I'm here.
but I think everybody needs that though. Like as a content creator, at one point or another. You know, you have to get that the weird phase out of the way, because if you don't, then you're gonna end up kind of like a Logan Paul. To be honest, I think that's what that ultimately would lead to if you don't get that stage out of the way.
Yep, and and we're actually gonna talk about just in general being a content creator on YouTube, and I'm gonna continue the list here, okay? Because
it's not over.
Well, let's see, we have one more, so I'm gonna name 3 more, okay? How to use Elgato HD60 with the PS3.
Hey,
that's
man,
a very distinct
that's useful information.
You help someone out. You help someone out. They'll probably one day they're probably strangling the wires, can't get it to do it, and then you're just there like, guys.
It got a lot of views, to be fair.
Yeah, random tutorials like that.
Can get crazy. Somebody was crying trying to get the Elgato set up.
That person was Turbo.
We're gonna keep going. This is only the first one.
Okay.
How to use Elgato HD60 with PS3. Brick Coffin Memory Trailer Breakdown.
Yep.
Most savage woman robs candy store. Explain.
Oh, I remember that one. That was at peak boredom, I think.
Is that a stream title or is that a video?
That was a video. I was at peak boredom. Videos. Yeah, dude. Like honestly, that month span was just a blur of boredom, and I had to figure something out. And I got that out of the way, and I'm so glad I did it then and didn't do something way worse.
Do you remember how she robbed the candy store? Like, do you remember how? I didn't watch the video. I just saw the title, and that's it. I saw the title.
Was it like a story video?
Was it a candy store?
It said, yeah.
Most doesn't remember.
I really don't. I told you it's a blur.
And look, I even starred. I don't know if you can see. I even starred like the 2 fucked up ones, like fucked up shit.
Yo, wait, but I'm surprised you brought those ones up and not the one video where I literally danced shirtless on a stage.
You really?
You didn't find that one.
Chop, if I brought that up,
Is that on
and
your
I
main
was really
channel?
hyping that one
Yeah.
up.
Now everybody's
it's
like,
still public.
Yeah.
Like you
trying to
won't
find
find
it
it by,
right now.
by. I mean, you probably will find it, but I'm surprised you didn't bring that one up because
So it's
like
unlisted.
when as it's not unlisted. As soon as you brought like this game up, I'm like, okay, they're gonna point at this and be like, yo, why did you do this?
No.
You know?
Wow. Wait, you on
That's interesting,
stage?
though. So, all right. So here's the backstory to this, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I posted it, but for my senior year, we had this thing called a variety show. And
Okay.
like basically you have a bunch of different acts of people doing things, yada yada yada. And have you seen the skit from SNL like way back in the day of Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley doing? Oh my God, what's it called?
I don't think so. Right away.
If you look up Patrick Swayze, Chris Farley skit SNL, you'll find it. I don't remember what it's exactly called, but we did that. And I was Patrick Swayze, and my guy, and like my buddy, his name was Nick, and he's like, he's a bigger guy, so he's like a Chris Farley type.
Yeah.
And like the joke is, like, it's like a Chippendale skit where I kind of like take my clothes off and like kind of dance like that, and then he takes his off, so it's like funny because he's bigger.
Yeah.
And so we just did that. We reenacted that as Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley.
You were like,
And
dude,
I
you know what
uploaded
this would be great for? My YouTube channel. And he was like, yeah.
Hey man, struggling. I was out here just trying to look for content.
That's it. You know what's funny? The SNL is a great way to think of video ideas. SNL is an awesome, especially me with the skits and stuff like that. I remember one time I was watching, what skit was it? It was the one with Christmas. I don't know if you saw the one. I think it was with the elves, and I forgot this guy's name. What was it? One of the Baldwin brothers. And he goes, "You see these bulls? I want these bulls bigger by December 25th." The elves are there, but we only have small balls. I want my balls to be your ball. And then they're just like going crazy and
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's hysterical, and I used that skit a long time ago. I used that skit, and it was definitely corny. I forgot what I compared because I remember back then I was like, I don't want to say balls on YouTube. Now look at me. So it's like
you say whatever, right?
full circle, full circle.
That's what it is.
It is what it is, Ch0pper. It is what it is.
What it is.
It is.
And that's when we bring it full circle.
We managed to bring that into like it is what it is into conversation like once a podcast.
So my question is, where did that name come from? I'm gonna question you guys.
Oh no.
Truth be told,
where did
yeah, I mean originally it was Truth Be Told before I came on. That was the first 2 episodes. It was called Truth Be Told.
Yeah, we acquired Jack. We drafted him.
Oh, you drafted him.
I was like
you signed this.
Yeah, I was the second guest on the podcast, and after I was like,
wow.
If you want me to come back on, I was like, I'll be on more often. I was like, let's make you a.
Well, before I get to your answer, Lux Archangel just said the skit Ch0pper was talking about was called Chippendales. Chippendales.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that's what the skit's called. Yeah, that's what it is.
Hey, everybody wants to see, if anybody wants to see Ch0pper's nips, go search that. Search that up.
It's out there. I think that video's near like almost 2 years old now. Yeah, and that was also before I grew my hair out too. So
yeah, we were talking about that before the stream. And I'm not forgetting about that question, but we were talking about before the stream. What made you grow out those beautiful curly locks?
I wish there was a story behind it.
Rapunzel, put down your hand. You
said it was kind of influenced by your trip.
Yeah, well, I guess in a way, I think like coming back from Italy, I felt like I learned a lot, and I was like ready for something different. And I was like, let's make some changes. And I'm like, what can we start with? And I woke up, I was like, you know what? Let's just not ever go to a haircut for like 2 years and see what happens. Yeah. And that's a change. Just start with that.
A little less permanent and like getting like a spontaneous tattoo or something.
Yeah, like you know what? It crossed my mind. I haven't done it yet, but maybe we'll see.
It's like Chipotle on your tongue. It's like, there you go. I went to Italy. Yeah, you go to Italy. I got brajol on my tongue. Look. There you go.
Can't get a spontaneous
that's
tattoo.
The move.
That's it. To answer your question, it is what it is. Came from. I remember it was Truth Be Told, and
what were you deciding between? You're deciding between it is what it is and what was the other name?
I think it was it is what it is. Or it was something around that tone. Like we wanted this podcast to be like, it's not all gaming, it's not all like zombies. It's, we're just talking and stuff like that. And that's what really we wanted to go for. But it is what it is.
I'll find it.
Original, if you want to go scroll down the rabbit hole of DMs. But we wanted to go for something like Like we say, like before, it was like we want to say it how it is. We don't give a fuck what people think. But then we started to learn.
Yeah.
Then we learned, and then, but it is what it is. Still, we like the name because it is what it is. Like you're not like, for example, like if you want another podcast, like maybe like a big produced one, like they're gonna say, oh, you can't say this, you can't say that. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We're not gonna hold you, censor you. However, it just depends on you how you're gonna like structure what you're saying.
Sure, it's like
so you don't
it's
look
just
like
like
an asshole.
It's having a freedom thing.
Exactly.
Is what it is.
Exactly. And we just started. It is what it is, and now we're here. Now we just keep going with it. That's it.
It's a good story. I like that.
Yeah, you know what? You need to have those origin stories. If you don't have like a good origin story, where the like if for example, you always have like that come up story. You always have that story to like talk to somebody. Like, oh, you want to know why I got this tramp stamp? And then they're like, oh, tell me why. I was a hooker in Las Vegas, and then
It's okay. You need to sit down, and I need to talk to you for a solid half an hour.
Yep.
I found it.
What was it?
The other one was Got Balls.
Got balls?
Yeah, that was the other contender. That was the other contender.
Ooh.
It is what it is, and Got Balls ?
I don't know if that one would have been a super smart move.
No, no.
Yeah.
What were we thinking about? A wipeout freaking segment? Got balls?
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Wow, Jesus Christ.
This ain't it, Chief.
When did that meme start to get popular?
I don't know, but I think it's funny. I love it.
Had a Turbo come up with Turbo. That's another funny story. We can talk about how I get the nickname Turbo. Everybody says, "Oh, what do you fast? What do you run?" and it's and originally it was my father when I was really little. This is like before I played sports and stuff. I was really little, and I would run around the house just late at night, run around the house, and my father would be like, "Take it easy, Turbo," and then it just stuck. And I would never get called Turbo before baseball. Like I played baseball, and then my father would just say Turbo, Turbo, Turbo. They didn't know my name once. Till this day, I don't think the whole baseball organization knows my real name. Like, it's just Turbo.
You gotta legally change your name to Turbo now.
That's what Vinny says. Change your name.
Really?
I'm like, I don't know.
That would be cool. Imagine, dude, that'd be such a cool like party story. Like you just tell it to everybody, hey, do you know my legal name is Turbo? They're like, no way.
Yeah.
They're like, no way.
And then if you get tired of it, you can just change it back.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, now Ch0pper, here's the thing. Now, me being 18 and stuff like that, Turbo, oh, what are you fast? Oh, baseball that. If I get older and I say my name's Turbo, oh, what are you fasting? You get what I'm gonna say.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I get.
So there's a lot of
on you. But the way you avoid that is just have an actual story, like have a way to counter that. You know,
they clocked me in at 30 miles per hour once. I had a ref just with a gun and like the speed gun right while I was there, and they just clocked me at 30 miles per hour.
Have you seen that The Office where it's like the skit and Michael is. They have like that
the speed
sign that's on the side of the road where it like tracks cars how fast they're going, and they're trying to see like who's the fastest runner, and then Michael runs by and that car is going like 35. He's like 35. That's my speed.
He's like, that's the number to beat. He's like, that's not possible, Michael. He's like, I don't care. It's 35. It's the number to beat.
Oh my god! But what's my? Oh my god! You know what's funny? I just started getting into The Office, like not recently, but like I started getting into just like all the funny shit. Like I remember watching one time I was looking at a meme, and it was like what to do on a Saturday night if you're alone: eat popcorn, get a soda, and watch the basketball episode of Office for the 84,000th time. And then now watching The Office and watching that episode, I get it.
Yeah, dude, you have to for all the references and everything.
The Office is a drug. Okay, The Office is a drug.
That is an apt analogy.
No, yeah, without a doubt. I think The Office. First of all, once Steve Carell left, it was done for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think I don't know. That was
for me. It just changed. I don't know if it was bad. It got. I still enjoyed it after he left, but for me, it just changed.
I don't like Robert California.
Dude, really? I loved him.
He just like consumes my soul.
Yeah,
like,
he's such a weird guy.
I feel so dead.
The Lizard King.
He's on an episode. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like
so dead.
He just has like such a presence, though.
You're right. Like he is like a personality in that regard. But he makes me feel awful.
He makes me want to vomit every time. What you call it? Ch0pper, you've been very busy this summer. Okay, you've been very busy this summer.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
You won ZWC 2. Okay, first and foremost, I was there. But for the people who weren't, how was that whole experience for you?
In what ways? Like
Winning, just
prepping winning, or just the moment of winning?
The overall aspect.
Right. So here's the thing. Prepping, I like. Okay, so you know how for the YouTubers they also had to do ZWI to see if you'd even make it, and then you also had to do ZWC, and there's the challenges and stuff. I spent all of my time practicing for ZWI because I'm like, dude, I'm not even sure if I'm, if I don't get past this, then I have no shot at the championship anyway. So I dumped all my practice time, what I did, into ZWI, and then I was like going into the ZWC challenges. I'm like, okay, well, I haven't touched freaking the DE Easter egg speedrun with classic gumballs since like 2016. You know what I mean? Like it's been so like I'm just gonna wing it. I winged almost every single challenge. The only one that I actually had some practice on was the Rev first room. And we were like practicing in the house the night before. Me and Noah were playing at the same time. I ended up getting 25 on that practice run. And I'm like, all right, if I can hit this tomorrow,
I guess I'm good.
I'm good. And I was like, everything else though, I gotta bring it. Or else I didn't want to embarrass myself. But
and you did.
Yeah.
What'd you place in ZWI?
I think second, and I don't remember where I placed in ZWI, but I think Lex. I beat Lex, but here's the thing. Like the way I looked at it, the placings would have been way different had Lex not got that damn ray gun on the DE first room. Things would have been so much different.
It's like the luckiest thing ever because it's like it's such a low chance of getting the. I don't think I've ever gotten the ray gun on DE.
And also Pat casually pulled the ray gun practicing that morning for the DE first room, like before we left. And he didn't even know like what he did. I was like, bro, what did you? He's like, what? Like,
to realize how big of a deal that is.
And I was saying, like, somebody's gonna get this in the actual competition. Like, I just had this feeling. It was either gonna be Lex, it was either gonna be Pack-a-Puncher, or maybe JC, and it was Lex.
Yeah. Didn't Pat get it too?
I don't think so. I think it was just Lex.
I remember when Lex, especially when Lex, I was playing, and then all of a sudden I see Lex, and he goes, "Ray gun!" I'm like, fucking scumbag, piece of shit.
I was playing my game, and I heard that, and my eyes rolled back so fast. Like,
you fucking asshole.
I mean, like I said, what are the chances of? I mean, I've literally never gotten the ray gun out of the gondola.
Like, they're literally the statistics I've heard, and from my experience, it's like 1 in 10,000. Honestly, it's like
I would honestly believe it. I would believe it.
Because I've only ever gotten it one time in my life, and it was on a practice run when I was just doing my thing. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. It's not gonna happen during the event, so this is just kind of a one-off fluke run, but whatever. And then Pat gets it when he was practicing, and then Lex gets it at the event. I'm like, what is going on?
That's crazy.
Jeez.
The devs are just messing. Jason sitting
I was out here getting clowned.
So now you go to ZWI, you win to go advance to ZWC2. I sadly do not, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna go and so now ZWC2, you go to the arena. What is in your head? Like what is evolving around Ch0pper's mind, walking into the esports arena and saying, I'm gonna fuck is it gonna be like I'm gonna fuck shit up? Or is it gonna be like I'm gonna flop?
Wow, okay, that there's a lot to unpack there. So going into the event, I was kind of like I was feeling really good. Like I was in my zone. Like I was ready to play, you know what I mean? And then I get there, I let it all kind of soak in. I set up my stuff. I'm sitting in my chair waiting for the event to start, and I start to get nervous a little bit. I'm like, bro, what if I just like play more awful than I've ever played in my life? Like, what if I just come out here and I'm a complete fraud?
You throw up on PS4.
That was running through my mind, and I was like, okay, I can't do this now. I'm going to psych myself out, and then I'm actually gonna play bad if I keep doing this. So the first game shakes. I was really feeling it in the Rev first room.
That was like, oh yeah, Rev, yeah.
I was so nervous, dude. And it was like after that first game, I was actually kind of annoyed about how I performed. So I was a little bit like down on myself, but the nervousness went away, and I think like the rest of the games went much smoother because of that. I just had to get that first game out there and get accustomed to it.
Whose team were you on for the Ascension game?
Pizza, Star.
Oh, Pizza. Okay, Adam. Yeah. Okay. Now that game, the Ascension, that was a tight fucking match. I was sitting with Matt and one of the refs like keeping score. Yeah. I was sitting with Matt and one of them, and then I'm just looking at Matt. I'm like, Lex and their team is right up their ass. Like they are just like right behind. And then we see you guys all like, yeah, we got. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, that was a game. So that Ascension game. What was just what was the communication like?
There wasn't any communication because
they planned this.
I could talk to Adam. Adam could talk to Pizza, and Pizza could talk to Star. I could not talk to Star because where we were on the tables, we actually didn't have comms. And we had to yell across the table and be like, "Yo, we're going to Pack-a-Punch. Are we doing this, that?" Like, and here's also the thing: we were the only team that didn't pull the thunder gun the whole game. Like, we couldn't get it out of the box. We played without the T gun.
That's weird for Ascension because you usually get it almost all the time.
It's usually like first box hit sometimes, and we could not get it. So the thunder gun speeds up the process a lot when you're playing that strat. And we had to hang in there without it. We had to go to Pack-a-Punch. There was some miscommunication about what round. We got stuck on doing one of the things, and I blame that on the the non-communication. So that was rough. And I think we would have placed like a lot better had we gotten the T-gun and had we actually been talking or able to talk. So it was intense, but at least we didn't DNF.
But then you came out on top. Came out on top.
We went and did it. We really went and did it.
Where's that check right now? You gotta hang it up somewhere. You couldn't.
I didn't get to keep the big check. That was.
Star said he considered finding a way to ship it back home, but he was like, "Nah, it's just not worth it."
Yeah, I was like, I might just make my own and just write ZWC on it, and like, and just write I did the thing. Like,
I did the thing.
I did the thing. Oh geez, and after ZWC2 going back home, right? Was it especially for me? It was a big change. Just coming back home to like nothing that whole weekend of just like ZWC2. I came home and then first of all, right away, I was so excited to make videos because I was just wanting to get stuff out there. But then I sit down, I'm like, it's so quiet.
Yeah, no, it's an adjustment.
No one's home.
For sure.
Like I was just in LA with like fucking gangbangers and ZWC2 tournaments, and I come back to Brooklyn to trash. You gotta take out, and this you gotta do.
Yeah, I'm sure Brooklyn's really quiet, Turbo.
Like we're always doing something. Like whenever we're just with the boys in LA, we're always doing something. We're always up to like what's next? Busy. What's next? What do we Yeah, exactly. And then to suddenly go from that to nothing at all. It's a big adjustment. I was just like, wow, like I've got a lot of time. I can do things now,
Sleep. I have time to do stuff.
I can actually sit in bed for more than 20 minutes. Great.
Lil Nuke had just said, Turbo, your voice reminds me of my nun teacher who chased down 2 people riding on their bike who cussed at her. Well, I'm happy I can bring back childhood memories. Okay.
Your voice just sounds like you're gonna sell me a hot dog.
That's the most accurate representation of Turbo's voice I've ever heard in my life.
I was in Penn Station and I was talking to my friends. We were going to Binghamton for a vacation, and we were just going through. And the guy we get a ticket to, he heard me having a conversation with my friend. He goes, "Are you from Long Island?" And I'm like, "No, I'm from Brooklyn." He goes, "Oh my God." He goes, "I swear to God, if I were to close my eyes, it's like I was watching The Godfather." And I was like, "Thank you." I'm happy to bring those. I said, "I'm really happy to bring back those moments to your life."
Yeah, dude. Own it.
I'm happy to be a nun. I'm happy to be Rob De Niro and Goodfellas. I'm happy to be anything you want. Give me titles.
I love it.
And that goes back to, not back to, but starting this topic, for one of the first topics for the podcast is just being an ordinary YouTuber. And, just being, and I have, so many stories. I'm pretty sure everybody has so many stories. Just being a YouTuber, being a creator, being someone who entertains people, not like, either for a living or for a hobby or just generally want to do it. Chop, what even began your YouTube journey? Like, what made you say, this fucking YouTube, I'm gonna start making videos?
Okay, I'm actually gonna take it back there. I think ordinary YouTuber is the wrong way to look at it. Yeah, honestly, because I don't think any YouTuber in that capacity is ordinary. Because if you get to any kind of stature, then you're doing something right. You're doing something that other people can't. So going from that, like when I started, like. I was obviously a lot younger, and I was just all I wanted to do was upload my zombies gameplay and my strategies. And I was like, well, how can I do that? I have no equipment. But here's the thing, like, what's kind of interesting is that a lot of people, especially when people come to me for YouTube advice, okay, I want to be a streamer, I want to start doing this and that, like, but I can't. I don't have enough equipment. Yeah, bro. My first, it's on list now, you won't be able to find it, but my first ever video was uploaded like using the Black Ops 2 theater mode tool. You know what I mean? Like,
holy
do you remember that?
You find a way.
You could upload straight to YouTube, and they had to be under 2-minute clips. I'm like, okay, I gotta chop these up. I gotta make this work to exactly 2 minutes, exactly what I want to show.
I live streamed off that thing. In Blackout 2, you could live stream.
Yeah, you could stream off that, and the service didn't work for me because I wanted to stream, but it just wouldn't work. But I used the theater mode tool to upload my first videos, and I think my second video, it was like how to get the ray gun in the buried first room, because remember like the thing you could do if you were under the skull rank, you could keep buying the Olympia or the M14, eventually you get a ray gun. I uploaded that, and like at the time I had like 6 subscribers, and that video got like 600 views, which is like which is massive for a channel like that. I'm like, oh my god, like I got to do more of this. So,
Mama, moving to LA.
Yeah, like I made it. And I guess like it just kind of grew from there. Like eventually I ended up getting like a headset. I got a microphone, and then I also started uploading videos. Like when I got a PS4, do you remember? You know the software called Share Factory is?
Yep.
I uploaded some videos off that before I had an editing software.
Yeah.
So I guess it's one of those things where like, yeah, you know what I mean. You work with what you got until you get up there to get better equipment. You grow. Your equipment should grow with your channel, not the other way around.
I 100% agree, because we hadn't had the PS4. I got the Xbox One at first for Advanced Warfare, because they still had the DLC for Xbox One. So I got the Xbox One. On that, it was Upload Studio. So when I would use Upload Studio, you had an opportunity to do voiceover too, but you couldn't, add another mic to the Xbox. You just had to use the shitty one that you got from Walmart, right? So I'm there, at the time of this series called Ticked Off Turbos, and I was screaming. You heard the like all freaking around the video. You hear my saliva just spitting at your face, and it's like, and the Upload Studio, and you need those moments, man. You need those moments.
They're so crucial.
Jack, how many times do we talk about it's the experience, not the fucking, where you at now? It's the experience.
Right, yeah. You're always like, Jack, just upload it. I'm like, this video is complete garbage. You're like, dude, just upload it.
It's such a learning experience.
Yeah. I remember my very first video. It was a DE starting room, I think. It was the most jank setup ever. I was like recording off the PS4 like recording software, but like I had my laptop across the room because I couldn't like bring it to where I was, so like the mic was like halfway across the room, so I was like yelling to the mic while I played, and then the sound was coming through my TV. Yeah, exactly. And like the TV, like the sound was coming through the TV speaker.
You gotta like run to the other room to say something, then run back.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I can't believe that happened, and then like run back. It was, oh man, yeah. You gotta have those experiences to really understand what it's like to have a setup and have the ability to make better content.
That's the only way you get there.
Right.
Do you remember the first video you made like without that software, and you're like, holy shit, look at this difference?
Yeah. I made a video with Vegas. And I like, okay, so first when I learned Vegas like all self-taught, I didn't really like have anybody else teach me, and it took like a long time, and obviously those videos were still kind of like shoddy because I didn't know how to do everything.
Yeah.
But I was like, I have like so many possibilities as far as production now. Like all it comes down to is my creativity at this point. Like I'm right now I'm not limited to 2-minute clips from theater mode, and I can do high quality voiceovers. I can do multiple takes. I can do video effects. I can do text on like all this stuff. And I guess just kind of having that in mind, you really have to run with your creativity with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you really do. And I was bringing this up also. Do you remember the first YouTuber to like inspire you to do something like they did?
For me,
right away for me just pops in my head. But what was it for you?
Probably Syndicate.
Syndicate is also.
Was it for you?
Syndicate. Yeah. It's funny. I remember seeing Syndicate on like my recommended on the side, and I would say like, "Who the fuck's this kid?" Like at that time, he looks like scrawny, like 17. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna hear him talk about how he's great, blah blah blah. And then I'm like, you know what? Let me just watch. It was his town's high round.
Oh, bro, I watched that too.
You know how many times I rewatched that? Because like I want to get back in that feel. Like I want to go back in that time. I would snap my fingers in a heartbeat to go back to Black Ops 2 that time. Instant, the Black Ops 2 that time period. I'm watching Syndicate, and he's like going to round 40, and at that time I was like, what?
I was like, wow, my god.
I got to round 9 on the bus with Vinny, and I wanted to kiss his ass. I was
You're like,
whoa.
I gotta upload this. We're gonna be famous on YouTube.
Yep. And I was like, Vin, we gotta do it again. Like, we gotta get this again. And that was round 9. He's doing round 40, doing at that time. I didn't know what training was. I thought he just had carpal tunnel with his controller going around. And I had no clue what he was doing. And I'm like, dang, he's getting to round 57. I'm like, what is he doing? And then I started doing it, and I'm like, wow. And I kept watching him. And then that's how it is. Jack, what's it for you?
For me, it's a little backwards. For me, it was like Smosh, like really, really old Smosh. And it's backwards because like now, you know, I do gaming videos and those were all skits and they have like a gaming channel now. It's all different now, but really old Smosh inspired me because I just thought their skits and stuff were so funny.
Yeah, you know what's funny too? I never really got into Smosh.
Really?
I never really got into that content, no.
Yeah, I feel like old
either.
YouTube, like you either knew like there were like a select few people that you really knew who they were. I mean, Shane Dawson's been on forever. Jenna Marbles, I watched a lot of her back in the day, but a lot of Smosh.
Is anybody watching that Shane Dawson series?
Yeah, definitely. I watch it during class.
Loving it.
Yeah.
You watching Chop?
What,
No.
what is it?
It's a
Okay,
documentary
do you know
on
who Shane
Jake
Dawson
Paul.
I know who Shane is. I just don't know what the series
He
is.
does these series to where like sometimes he goes.
Is it the conspiracy thing?
No.
He does conspiracy theories, but this one's called The Mind of Jake Paul.
It's like an 8-part documentary on Jake Paul.
Oh,
that's kind of cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would probably be interested in watching that.
It's amazing. But
Yeah.
then he's got like, you know, he's getting like so much like attention now from this, and you know, he is like, I feel like Shane Dawson is the YouTuber. Like he is like the guy.
He's the YouTube.
He is YouTube. Like I remember the first person like I've ever watched on YouTube was Shanae. Like when he did Shanae.
Yeah, I remember
Oh my
that.
god, the DMV one when he goes, I thought I saw a fucking octopus, and then the guy he's driving, and that was a video too where he was playing both characters. So you were shocked, like how did he edit this?
Yeah, that was so big at the time.
Yeah, the way he edited it is like, you know, when I did my Mikey videos, were like, I'm Mikey, I'm me, and then you cut it and you do his scenes. He had to do that too for Shanae, but then at the time, you're like, did he have 2 cameras? What did he do?
Yeah.
It's just really, really crazy. And I forgot to send you the Gary V video, but if you want to hop on Jack and Chop, if you want to hop on my stream, guys in the chat right now, Gary V, if you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, he is an inspirational speaker, businessman, mogul, CEO. He just wants to help people. He wants to just in general give advice to people who's a business, because he was in the wine industry with his father. He made a wine review thing on YouTube, and he decided to say, you know what, let me just go and make a YouTube channel. And he became big, made a company. Long story short, check up Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube and Twitter. And I want to play this video for you guys. This is a little kid going up to him in a wine store. He was doing a meet and greet, and he basically asked him this question. So I'm going to play it right now for you guys.
Okay.
A wine store. He was doing.
I'll wait for it.
Basically asked him this question. So I'm going to play it right now for you guys.
I didn't even know that I was meeting you when I first started. I was speechless.
I'm so glad we got to meet, my man. What are you gonna do when you grow up?
I want to be a YouTuber.
My man, what are you gonna talk about?
I don't know, really.
You'll figure it out?
Yeah.
Are you making some content now?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, your life? Your interests? The stuff you're into? What are you into?
Like gaming.
I'm glad we met, man. Wanna take a photo? Let's do it.
All right.
Can you do me a favor? Don't ever worry about how many people are subscribed to your channel. The #1 reason kids lose on YouTube is they care too much about how many people are subscribed to them. Just be patient, make good content. Nobody was following me for a long time. Longer than you were alive right now. Got it? Do you understand? You promise?
Okay. Great. Awesome.
And that's basically it. That was basically that video. And when I saw this, is this done, the stream?
Yeah.
Done? Okay. When I saw this, I was like, this is fucking amazing. Hit the nail right on the head. Preach, motherfucker. Preach. Okay? Preach
All right,
the
Logic.
shit out of it. And and you know, it's like, oh, man, you know what's funny? I remember you saying that on Twitter. It was like when I was listening to last call, I was thinking of Turbo. I was like, I gotta listen to this
Dude,
now.
right?
I was listening to it. I was like, damn, I do talk like that.
Right? I know. It's like you just gotta live your best life, you know. I was like,
here's the thing, and especially me right now, freshman year in college, and I never even said this, before, but this is why it's a podcast. I'm taking next semester off for a reason. Okay, what Gary Vee just told this kid, he just basically told him the thing big YouTubers need to know. He just told this kid what the biggest YouTubers on YouTube need to still implant in their head. I think that even if, like Shane Dawson or just in general, like a Smosh, they have the right intentions, but sometimes it can get to you. Okay. And it really, really can. And he basically just told this kid what you just saw, like, you need to focus on, just your content. The thing you're putting out is what's going to draw people in. What he just said made me actually myself sit back and say, holy shit. Like and I'm honest with myself. I do fall down that rabbit hole sometimes. I do. Like if I don't see the numbers there right away, I don't see that, I get depressed. I get upset. I'm like, why? I put so much work into this video. What am I missing? And then when I bring up to the point where I'm taking the next semester off, he's basically also preaching that right away, I want to be a YouTuber. What did he say? My man, like he knows the new generation of life, but he also knows at the same time how hard it is. And Chop, being a man who you just started to spark, you started to get you're getting recognized. You're in this community of PUBG and zombies. What after watching that video, just in general, being a part of just in general like the grind and the process. Just by that video, do you have you ever once fell down that rabbit hole? Do you understand?
Oh, dude.
Like just in general, like just
I feel that
does.
so hard. I think everybody does. Like it doesn't matter who you are. Like you're doing YouTube to any capacity. Numbers are a huge part of it, of course. And like whenever I see myself getting way too caught up in, like, I check real time like every 10 minutes or something. I'm like, okay, I need to chill out a little bit. Like I need to step back. I just need to focus on, I'll rewatch my video and be like, am I proud of this? Like, is this something that I would sit down and watch as well? And like, if that's not the case, I'm like, okay, well, how can I change this next time? And then normally when I go through that cycle, I see the numbers come back and increase. Like I see a new wave when I shift it back into focus most of the time. So yeah, I do agree with that. It's so easy to get caught up.
I mean, I feel like whenever you post a video, you subconsciously look for like recognition, even if you're just like, oh, I want people to see this. You like the recognition comes from the numbers, and you're like, oh, this many people saw it, this many people liked it. Like, why aren't these people liking it? It's really easy to fall down that rabbit hole.
Like you want everybody to like what you're posting, but that's humanly not possible. You know what I mean? Like it's like the people who want to be friends with everybody, and like that's great, but it's literally not possible. Like you won't make everybody happy. If you make this guy happy, then you piss this guy off. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with YouTube, right? Like you just gotta, I don't know. You gotta.
You're 100% right, and also it's coming from you in a standpoint where you've been through a lot. You've been through it all. You made the content you made, and you made the content that you posted. And sometimes everybody has videos that you're like, before you post, like, oh, it's not my best, but you have that in your head. Like, but, and one thing big for me right now, and then Jack, you can explain also. One thing big right now for me is that I have too many ideas. Where it's like I put too much on my plate all at once. I put too much on my plate. Like, for example, like today, after this podcast, going out to film for a video. Then I have tomorrow, gotta do something else. Then your real life occurs. Your real life shit got it. You have to live.
Wait a second, I haven't seen anyone.
You gotta spend time with your family, you gotta talk to them.
You're like, wait, when did I eat last? You're like,
you gotta interact with the people that you gotta interact with your family. So YouTube, you can easily go down that rabbit hole of numbers, content, work, boom. And then I recently, after just by me, I mean, I haven't even, like I said, I tweeted something out yesterday, and I'll address it in another video. I tweeted something yesterday saying, like, lately, I have been stressing out too much. If a video doesn't come my way, I get angry, stress, anxiety, and it happens. Shane Dawson, not the spoiler chop if y'all gonna watch it, but he's going and talking about sociopaths, how YouTubers can easily get to that point where it's just like an algorithm in their head. An algorithm in their head that they just don't give a shit how you feel, how the other person feels. As long as you're getting money, as long as eyes are on you, you're like, I'm fucking God.
I can absolutely see that.
Yeah, a lot of the documentary isn't even like, some of it isn't about Jake Paul. It's just about like the mentality that it takes to be a YouTuber. It's really interesting.
And you know what shocked me too? His mom was with the little kid. His mom was with him, and you know what? By him asking that, he wasn't even ashamed. How, you know, Ch0pper, how was it for you to tell your parents like, this is what I'm doing?
Oh man, this was like obvious. I don't think anybody started YouTube and like.
Oh no, yeah,
their parents were just on board. You know what I'm saying? Well, it's obviously like it's questionable to any parent, but so the turning point for me was like when I like text my mom. I'm like, yo, I was like, I really need to talk to you about this. And we listen, like, because it was one of those things where she kind of thought I was wasting my time. And I was like, all right, mom, we're going to go have some lunch. I'm really going to break this down right now. And I just explained exactly what I want to do with it, what I want this to be, like the people that I've met, because you know what I mean? Just
And you told her you were a Chippendale dancer for
yeah.
She said, don't talk about that one. You want to do this forever.
But I explained to her what I want to do, and this is when I was a significantly smaller channel, so it was kind of a leap of faith in a way. But I'm glad that conversation was able to get her more supportive and on board, and like now it's gotten to a point where like she sees it blossoming, and I'm like, this is kind of, you know, I wasn't lying when I said I'm gonna work for this. Like I wasn't lying when I said this is just some throwaway hobby or whatever. Like this is real.
What you just said, like sitting down your mom at lunch, goddamn, Advanced Warfare was the time where I was like, I just told my dad, I was like, okay, I said, here's what I want to do. I said, I told my dad, like, I want to make people laugh. I want to entertain people. I want to make videos to make people say, you know what, just in general, you know what's funny? And I know you guys don't take this for granted, LOL, because like, you know, you can see the person, you can see how they make content, stuff like that. There are some people who don't take an interest that they're taking time out of their day to click on your video.
Yeah.
You know, they either if they're, you know, even if they were laying down just on YouTube scrolling, they don't have to click on your video. They don't have to do shit.
They don't have to watch.
They don't have to do shit. You know, they don't have to watch the stream. They don't have to be right here. People watching right now. You don't have to stay here talking to this me fucking crazy. You know, just talking out of my ass. You don't have to hear this. You know, but you're staying because they have something towards this content. And for Jack's channel, Ch0pper's channel, it comes to the point where you brought right back up that memory to where I was playing. I was big in baseball, like, you know, every summer league, fall league, spring league, whatever it was baseball. And my dad was always the coach. And I said to my dad, I said, Dad, I was like, honestly, I was like, I have no interest in baseball no more, but this is what I'm doing. And my father, a lot of times coming through my room and coming in my door, like saying, get up or going, you know, whatever, going to practice, blah, blah. When I had like at that time, Advanced Warfare zombie Easter egg tutorial.
Dad, I'm doing an unboxing. Supply drops. Leave me alone.
I gotta. And I told, and then, you know, and this is what I told. I said, Dad, watch me edit a video. I said, watch me edit a video. Watch me film a video. And this was when me filming a video was just me behind the all right, guys, so today we're gonna blah, blah, blah. And then that was it.
Yeah.
He saw though the editing, he saw the filming, he thought I was just on the headset talking to my friends all day eating chips and just playing zombies.
Sure.
You know?
And that's the stigma.
That's the huge stigma. And my father, he was like, you know what? He goes, I'll see. He goes, you know, I see you actually doing something in your room instead of just, you know, just playing games.
Well, that's the stigma of like news too. I mean, they see this Fortnite blowing up. They're like, it's like rotting kids' brains, and you know, it's just kids. I mean, that was us, like MW2 and like the old CODs. But that was us. I mean, we were obsessed with that stuff. I mean, it hasn't changed. I think it's just gone more and more mainstream. Yeah, and people are recognizing that.
Without a doubt. And then especially, and my mom was always, actually, my mom was crazy. My mom was always supportive because my mom was always like, she always the first one to like my videos, still to this day, first one to like my videos.
Oh, that's nice.
Comment. Sometimes the comments can be, you know,
Turbo's grandma comes into my streams.
Those are the bots, but
oh,
you
damn,
know,
really?
Look, my father's in the chat right now. Paul, that's my dad right now. Paul. There he is. Did you meet my dad?
Yeah, I met this man at ZWI. He's a good guy. He was talking to about pizza, and I'm like, I went in on this.
Oh my god! At one point, my dad, and you know that he's probably gonna text me right now. My dad was, I was talking to someone, and then I see him just talking to Lex. He's just talking. He's doing arm movements. Like, oh, he's doing arm movements. What is he doing?
Wait,
oh my god.
was he doing the well?
No, he wasn't doing the well.
Oh my god, that'd have been
so funny. Talent, so he's talking with his hands, stuff like that. So Lex is probably like, get me the fuck out of here, or he's actually into this shit. Like, you know, so it's funny. And then my father actually at ZWC, so be after that story and stuff like that. And he says, I'm guessing on the topic conversation. Exactly. And
man of the hour.
That's it. And I remember at ZWC too, he came up to me and he goes, this is a huge, this is a huge prove me wrong moment. Like, this is a huge prove me wrong moment. You're really, I see it and stuff like that. He saw people. I went to ZWC too, not expecting one fucking person knowing me. Like whatever. Like, I guess this is it. Whatever. I'm another winner. They're gonna, pat me on the back. Get the fuck out of here. But there was
actually that guy who botted.
Yeah.
Turbot. Yeah, he said he was considering wearing a shirt that said Turbot across it. Yeah, just embrace the meme.
Fuck everybody, put the shirt on. But he said it was a huge eye-opening moment, and I went there, and then the people, all the people just at the viewing the thing, and I came up with the pizza guy, Conan Pizza, the guy, how are you? I'm Turbo, how are you? I watch you stuff, and he said, he goes, mate, I watch your podcast. I'm like, what? He goes, I watch your podcast. I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I fucking love it. And I'm like, thank you. I'm like, I really, really appreciate it.
My boy Ben.
Oh, Ben.
He said, how the hell was I supposed to know the guy's name was Pizza?
How the hell was I supposed to know the guy's name was Pizza? Oh, yeah, because somebody came up with the shirt and told him to sign the shirt. And he goes, oh, wait, that's you? And he goes, I kept hearing Pizza.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, it's like, just going back to, what we were just basically talking about. You have those moments to where you're like, especially now, like, and Lex even said it, the times before Call of Duty is always like the slow periods, like they're always like the dead periods, like they're always like very quiet. And then you have those moments like right now when you're like, oh my God, it's a struggle, like it's a hassle, yada, yada, yada. But then you have those moments to where you get like that one comment that's like, I love your content. And you're like, holy shit, like, this is why, I even make it for the amount of people I watch for.
It was like after I won ZWC, like my mom saw the picture of like me up there, and she was like, I saw that picture and I cried.
Oh,
like, that's good.
That is amazing. Honestly, it's really something. And it's funny. And Jack too. Remember Jack, your father coming in, pranking you, and you're streaming. It's like
that's good.
You get the whole family involved. Okay, I have vlogs. I have my Uncle Joey. I call him the drunken uncle because every time I'm vlogging, he's always drinking beer. So he's the drunken uncle, and he goes, "You have to make me a series. I'll make a video." And I'm like, "Listen, all right." Let's do it. You get the whole family involved. And that's why I think, like, YouTubers who, think that you're blacklisted off the society of the earth because you're a YouTuber. No, you can bring so many people together. How many do you expect the whole slogan of don't talk people on the internet to be what we're doing right now?
Yeah. Like,
yes.
Like, back in the day, don't talk to people on the internet because they'll rape you. They will come find your address and they will rape you. But then now,
they know your address right now and they're on their way.
And that goes back to the stigma of, kids being obsessed with Fortnite. I mean, it's blown completely out of proportion. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of dangerous people on the internet, but it's so mainstream now. It's just like a part of our lives,
And I think it's some that a lot of people understand that most people on the internet are just good, normal people, and then you have that small section of people like the creepy, the guys that'll show up at your house. But for the most part, you have just genuine, nice people.
Just,
people to get along with.
I'm still trying to figure you out, Ch0pper. I don't know if you're nice yet, but I gotta, I gotta back up a little bit. Maybe.
I'm pretty mysterious myself. I'm not gonna lie. I could be up to anything.
You have my address right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm already sending I'm already sending a hit to your house, so it'll be in about 20 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Don't got much time left.
Ch0pper, and speaking about YouTube, and YouTube, being a YouTuber yourself, you got into PUBG a lot. Man, fucking G. You're bringing back the train of PUBG.
Here we go.
Explain why.
He sounds like he has a strong opinion on it.
No, I do, and no, there's just there's a lot to unpack here with this. So,
okay, If you got time, you got time.
Yeah. If you want me to take it back to the beginning, I will.
Take away way back.
I'll take it all the way back. So this is before I even let's take it back before I even touch PUBG, right? So this is trying to think of probably the exact month this all started. Probably like last maybe September. Actually no, maybe like November. But I was posting strictly World War II zombies, and honestly I was like, I'm not having the most amount of fun with this.
Yeah.
Views are moderate right now. Like it's like I feel like I'm kind of wasting my time. I could be doing something more. And then I was like, but I'm a zombies YouTuber. I got to do what I'm doing. So I just kept posting and posting. And then PUBG was this game that I was playing on the side. And this is before Fortnite was really getting big or anything. And I was just playing this game and I was really enjoying it. But I was like, I'm never going to post this because people won't like it. It's just, you know, and this was when the stigma, everybody's like, oh, PUBG is so dead. I'm like, okay, so there's no point. But I was just playing this game on the side, having fun with that. And then still uploading zombies. And then I got to a point where I was like, I physically can't do this anymore. Like I'm drained if I have to make one more zombies video on this damn game. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna post one PUBG video just out of a passion project and just see where it goes. So I'm like, okay, let's do a video. My first PUBG video. Okay, so for instance, I uploaded 2 videos on the same day. One was a World War II zombies video.
Okay.
One was PUBG.
Oh, you did a little test. You did a little little test.
Initially, yeah. So this is when I was getting like, I don't know, 2,000 to 5,000 views a video on zombie stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember the specific video. It was about like a super Easter egg. Look where that ended up. But that ended up getting like 6,000 views on its normal like video life cycle, and then the PUBG video got like 1,000 views. Like it flopped, and I'm like, okay, so maybe I don't need to do this. Like maybe that was just like a thing to get out of my system. A month later, it blew up to 500,000 views.
Wow.
That video.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's. And I was like, wow, that's past anything that I've done right now. I'm like, that's crazy.
That's so weird how videos can just catch directories like that.
Yeah, I was like, let's do another one. I was like, it's still a passion project. Like, let me try another one.
Yeah.
That video got 1.6 million views.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so clearly something here. Clearly. And then
something right.
Yeah, like I'm doing something right. And that's when I like it started to catch. And I was like still uploading zombies as well. And then after the World War II DLC event, like, because that was the time where I went out to DLC 1 and 2, and after DLC 2, and I posted all the early gameplay and then the Easter egg guide. I was like, you know what? I think I'm pretty much done with this for now. Like I can't bring myself to do it anymore. I'm not gonna force myself. There's this other thing that I'm really enjoying posting and it's doing well. I'm just gonna go off it because
especially you love to play it.
Exactly. I love the game. That's what's making me happy right now. Yeah. So I pretty much went all out with that. And everything.
That's like it's a bold move. Like it's hard to do that. It's hard to bring yourself to change because people will just slam you for that, even though they don't realize it's about.
I got slammed.
Yeah.
I had to take that pushback for a while. Everybody was like, when I upload a PUBG video, like, this is cool, but please upload zombies. And I kept doing this. And then now if I upload a zombies video, people are like, what are you doing? PUBG. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Noah posted about that on Twitter that he says gone full circle because he posted a zombies video. And someone said, why aren't upload Fortnite, please? Why isn't this a Fortnite video?
So I've kind of started filtering out those comments, but it started to catch on, and I was like, so for reference, I had like 70K when I made the decision to start posting PUBG, kind of like as the main thing. Yeah. And then now I'm like almost at 170K. So when you break down the numbers, I have more of an audience for PUBG than I do for zombies, which I still feel, I don't know, but I feel like I'm still known in the public eye as a zombies YouTuber.
Oh, no, yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's crazy because my audience would probably think otherwise. There's more people there subscribed for PUBG.
Okay, so what happened with your second channel? Because I know you had a second one for a little bit. Tasty even said, Jack, ask him about Star Wars, please, I beg.
Okay. So I made a second channel. This was before I started posting PUBG.
Okay.
It was like at the most deadest, me being the most dead inside and also the most dead for views on YouTube. Like just the lowest point. It's like, I'm gonna make a second channel because Star Wars Battlefront, it's also a fun game. Like, let me see where this goes. And like, actually, it started to catch on for like the month that I did it, but the game has way too many issues that I don't agree with, and like, I'm glad I ditched it because they've not been resolved. And like, it just, oh, also another big thing, like obviously I don't think I need to say this to you guys, but YouTube, you don't do it all about the money, but you know, that's certainly a part of it to some degree. You know what I mean? And I could not get that channel monetized for 8 months. So I was uploading content and I'm like I'm dumping all this and getting like 0 return. So why? Like I could be putting that time into making a PUBG video on something that I also do enjoy, but also getting a return on for as well. So I got my channel monetized like 8 months later. I'm like, I could not be bothered to post another Star Wars video. Honestly, I just couldn't be bothered. And I still have the channel, and there's actually some things I want to do with it. I guess I could say it here. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But
inside info.
Yeah, I don't know when I'm gonna act on it, but I am going to at some point. I was gonna make the same content that I'm doing on my channel right now, like PUBG videos and stuff like that, but do it multilingual. So hire somebody who speaks Spanish and then upload that same video but in Spanish, because that's such a market. Right?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy
such a market. Ch0pper, I think your mic might be muted as well. Yeah, I can't hear you. I see your mouth moving. I see you chatting away over there.
What's to say? He's been a little quiet.
Hello.
There you go.
You're back.
Shit. I didn't say that much anyway. I said, oh wow.
Where was I?
No, you said Spanish market.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Like the videos that I'm making right now for PUBG, actually what I was going to do is do the videos that I'm doing, but make them accessible for India, because what I've noticed is that probably if you guys look at your demographics on YouTube, you probably have US as your #1 demographic, probably UK or Canada is your second. So my first one is still US, and since the switch to PUBG, my #2 country now is India.
I have a big player base.
India's a huge, or PUBG's a huge game in India.
Playing the fuck out of PUBG.
Yeah. And I was like, what if I make, because not all of them speak English. Probably, I mean, if they're watching my videos, they probably do to some degree. But what if I made videos specifically catered to that? I was like, and it'd be easy because I make one video, but I do half the editing for the second one. You know what I mean? Like, and then I can upload that one for a whole new wave of audience.
Yeah, I mean the Spanish market for Fortnite is bigger than the English, as far as I know.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
If you go on YouTube Gaming and like you look at like English streamers, they have like their viewer counts, and then you look at like French speaking people or like German or whatever, and they have like significantly more viewers.
Yeah. It's
but
crazy.
Their chat is all in a different language. Yeah. But that's where it's at the end of the day. So I think what I want to do with my second channel eventually is hire someone that can either, because I know a little bit of French, but that's about it. Not enough to make commentaries. Yeah. But to make multilingual content of what I'm already doing would be the goal.
That's a really good idea. Yeah.
That's a great game plan, man. That's honestly a good, you don't hear that often. You don't hear that kind of plan often, honestly.
Nobody that I know has really done that as well.
No, I was just, as you talk, I was trying to think, like, is there another channel that I know who does that? And no, so bro, if you execute that to like a T, to like where you have your content like the same quality and having another language,
possibilities are endless.
Amazing. And first and foremost, being a battle royale, because his battle royale game modes is just coming out of the ass of every game, like woo. Especially now, don't forget now. So now for your second channel, is it going to be PUBG Fortnite, or now since Blackout's coming out? And that's another thing I was going to talk to you about. Are you going to transition yourself back into the Call of Duty realm, or you're actually going to stick with PUBG? And
for my main channel?
Yeah.
Okay, so wow, that's
did we just stumble you on this question?
No. It's a big question, but it's something that I've been thinking about a lot recently too. Like. I remember my switch to primary PUBG, and it was rough, but I did it, right? Like I had a lot of pushback, and like I had a lot of, actually I really didn't lose a lot of subscribers, like as far as numbers. I just had a lot of bad feedback on some of the videos for a little while. But I've been thinking about this a lot recently, and I'm actually not sure what ideally what I want to do is like slowly maybe wean off of PUBG when people start to get bored of it. And then either if Blackout's doing really well or Zombies is doing really well, just run with one of those. Like I want to do a primary thing. That's what's scary, is I don't want to split myself between 2 game modes equally, because I don't know if I can. Because
what do you think Blackout's impact will have on PUBG? Do you think it's really gonna
I think it'll take, I think for sure. But what's also crazy is that like I also think that PUBG, this is weird, but the mobile community is so strong with that game.
Yeah,
Like,
it's weird. Yeah,
I've not posted a single mobile video of PUBG, but that's like 70% of my comment section.
Yeah.
But like I've realized that, and like what I do is obviously I play the game on PC and I make content on PC, but I make it accessible and relatable for mobile players as well, just because that's a lot where a lot of the viewership is as well. If I just made strictly PC content, maybe I could do a few more interesting videos, but I wouldn't be able to also hit that mobile market as well.
Yeah.
But I think the mobile market will stay alive, but not the PC one will significantly take a hit.
I was just browsing like YouTube Gaming the other day, and I think it was Twitch, or no, yeah, it was YouTube because I rewound. And this guy, it said 24-hour PUBG mobile stream. I was like, there's no way. There's no way this dude. I go to his stream. I'm like, he's been live for like 18 hours. I'm like, there's no way. I click through it. He's just on his phone just the entire time. I'm like, that's crazy, dude. I could never imagine.
It's not for me.
I could never imagine.
You want to talk about arthritis?
Yeah.
You might get into that.
Well,
how about this 24-hour developing arthritis and carpal tunnel? Boom, there's your views right there.
Yeah. They have an emulator to where you can play it on a PC, but it's like.
But what's the difference?
I could not be bothered.
Yeah,
yes.
why would you? Because there's such a huge market. Is it that similar to the main game?
It's close. Honestly, like mobile has done some things that I wish the PUBG or the PC version did a long time ago.
Really?
Mobile had a ranking system before PC did, and like, it's actually good. Now PC's just getting it, but I'm like, PC, you can learn a thing or two from mobile. Like I don't like the platform of mobile as a game, but it's like I see what they're doing, and like I kind of respect some of it.
Yeah,
gotta give credit where it's due.
Jeez, but you know what though, especially when Fortnite mobile came out, and like when that was a huge Jack. I remember when you streamed.
Man,
Fortnite mobile
I streamed Fortnite mobile that night, and
yeah, like 50, 60 people in there, and I was like,
I hit like 100 viewers. It was
like, the fuck is this?
It was crazy how mad people went for that, because you could get early codes if you signed up at an early time, and I got one. So I was just like, yeah, people were really hungry for Fortnite mobile gameplay the day it came out.
Yeah, I think mobile is such a huge like gaming market, and I think most of like us and the people we associate with, obviously we're not really mobile gamers. It's not our primary content, but the audience is there for it, to be honest. So I've with my content, I've tried to hit as many bases as possible, and I think I'm doing that pretty well right now.
Yeah. No, I think even just by general, I remember when ZBC2 was coming around, and I was just, just in general, I was like looking through channels, and I saw yours, and I was like, oh, okay, he's doing PUBG. And then I saw how successful it was. Then I saw, I see it because every time I watch a video, I look at the small things, man. Like it's really, I look at the small things, because like being someone who like, us too, like, someone who. People who make videos, like, the in and outs, the in and outs of, audio, visuals, stuff like that. So and then I would watch a zombies video, you would bring the enthusiasm, but there was something about your PUBG videos that you heard, like, that you wanted to do it. Like you heard, like, you had fun, not only, because this is often how people who they can be like, I don't want to fucking play this game, but I got to make a video today.
Yeah.
I don't really want to play this game, but I have to do it. Imagine having fun while doing it too. Like, it's amazing.
Wow, that's unheard of.
Having fun when making a video. Woo! That's amazing.
2018.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Like, and even I saw those days where it's like, I don't want to make a PUBG video.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Everybody has those days where you just don't want to make a video, but you got to do what you got to do. So, you can tell that in some, but for the most part, I'm just genuinely having fun, whether I'm streaming or making a video for the game. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still thoroughly enjoying it, and people can like roast it all they want. Like, PUBG's such a bad game. Like, how do you even like this?
Yeah.
So, and Blackout's really similar to PUBG. What did you think of Blackout in terms of that? Like, did you find it to be very similar since you play so much PUBG?
Yeah, I felt it was a very smooth transition. Like, I felt very comfortable in Blackout, like right off the bat, and like. My impressions were that it takes everything that's fun about PUBG and streamlines it, right? Because in PUBG, like you do have those dull moments where you're not really doing anything, and the movement's a little bit clunky in the game sometimes. Like Blackout did, I don't think it did anything spectacularly, but it removed all of the boring elements of not just PUBG, but pretty much any BR game.
Yeah, that was the point I made. I was like, it's like PUBG, but the circle moves in so fast. It's so fast paced. I mean, the POIs are all really interesting. It's just it's like, very fast paced.
Exactly. I like the movement. I really enjoy the gunplay. I think the gunplay is still a lot more like sophisticated in PUBG because that's kind of what it's made for. But like it's not a bad alternative, Blackout is. So
you play a lot too. You were playing. I remember always hopping in like Lex's stream or Dog stream, and I just
dude,
like,
we were grinding. We were so grinding. I loved every minute of it, man. I really hope it catches on.
Oh, I really hope too, man. I said in one of my videos, I said PUBG is going to be, and I still feel this way. I feel PUBG. I said Blackout. Blackout is going to be like. I see it being that transitioning point in Call of Duty, because something in Call of Duty, you know, it's always missing again, the same thing over and over. Now,
this is the first time people are really like the whole like gaming community is excited for a Call of Duty. It's really weird.
Ninja, did anybody know Ninja liked it? Because Ninja was streaming.
He was posting a lot of videos on it.
I don't think he'll leave the safety and security of Fortnite. I think he's best at Fortnite. He's not really good at these type of BRs. Well, he's not bad, but I mean, watching him, you can just tell he's out of his element and he's not comfortable. I think that's going to be one thing that holds him back. I was really excited about, you know, Activision talking about crossplay and how they're actually considering it. That's the one thing that surprised me, is how they're legitimately considering crossplay and how they're just going to watch other games first. But I really think that's going to be the one thing that holds Blackout back, is not having crossplay.
Also, if somehow, I don't see it happening, but if they did a mobile version, it's over.
Blackout? Now, the reason why I see it not being a mobile is because if it would be a mobile, in my opinion, if it stood throughout the years of Call of Duties coming out, you know, instead of like them updating it over and over, like, oh, like the rumors going around, Infinity Ward's thinking of doing a Modern Warfare fucking battle royale, and I was like,
that's the thing. I honestly wish there wasn't a Call of Duty next year. I would rather this year and next year just all be Black Ops 4. All
at the end of the day, though, Jack, it's gonna end up being that way. Come on, they're in Infinity Ward. Did anybody suffer playing the multiplayer? Did we go back to Black Ops 3 Zombies?
But like in and of that, if they didn't have another Call of Duty, they would put more content out for. And I mean, they didn't stop content for Black Ops 3, but it slowed down.
Not as much,
yeah. But it's just.
I mean, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is, you know? That's it. It's always handy. I told you. You know, it's always handy. You go into a store, the guy doesn't give you the right change. You look at it, and you're like, you could say something, but it's only 50 cents. It is what it is. And you walk you can always use it. You can always use that cent. Okay, so, you know, getting towards the end of this podcast and getting towards, you know, just in general, we're talking about Fortnite, we're talking about PUBG. There was a big event going on. I don't know if you missed the volcano. You know,
oh, wow.
I missed it because apparently it hasn't happened yet.
Shit. Now, but Jack, I don't know if you saw, but if you actually turn it upside down.
My bad, dude. It looks it's a similar shape.
Jack, if it's upside down, it has to be a volcano.
It's a similar shape. My bad, Hope. My bad.
Oh, fuck out of here.
My bad.
But you know what? I was gonna ask this, okay? Since you know it's the IIWII, you know, honest content, honest question.
Oh, no.
Chop, you've been around Twitter, you know what's going on here. What was your fucking saying this? What was in your mind?
Chop just over there posting PUBG. He's like, don't involve me.
You know what was going through your mind, being a creator yourself and seeing this and Noah posting this is content in 2018, and this is how.
Not even just Noah, all the even like.
No,
big,
you know, everybody was. That's how I first saw the volcano, was Noah's video, and then I saw the people who used in that video, and then I was like, holy shit! I'm like, this is content 2018. This is not gonna change, okay? Because they're gonna find something. I said it before. I'm like, they're gonna go on Black Ops 4 fucking zombies. They're gonna be standing at a wall. Portal this week. Portal. They're gonna add a portal to the wall. They're gonna stand on a fucking brick wall. Watch. They're gonna do it.
Can't
just
wait.
Chop. What was, you know, being this person in the community that you are, and being just in general a player, a YouTuber, content creator, what was just in your mind about it? Your say.
So here's the thing, right? I think it perfectly. I think I summed it up. Did you see the video on Twitter I posted like 2 days ago? It was like the really dumb transit meme.
No,
I probably did, but it's not coming. Let me see.
So the point of the meme, right, is it shows like some things from like Fortnite classic days, like really like OG pics and stuff, and then like the music gets all dark, and then it becomes Fortnite season 6, and it's like all like this nonsense, and that's pretty much like what I've, bro. It's crazy because I'm on like a bird's eye view of Fortnite because I don't play the game really. I don't post content on it. I'm very much separated from like I have friends who play the game, whatever. Like I know what's going on, but I'm very much like I'm kind of behind this wall where I just watch things happening, and it's so crazy to see the evolution of how people feel about this game. Like I remember season 1 and season 2, people would. It was just all positivity all around. Like, you know, people were loving the game. Like, great, do your thing. And then as the seasons go on, I just see the opinion get more and more negative. I see more and more toxicity. And
did you think it would ever get to that point to where you're staring at a location on the map?
Honestly, no. Like, it reached some new levels for me. I'm kind of like
I have a pretty strong opinion on it.
We've reached a new era with clickbait.
Do you see what people? I know you're saying it, but do you see what people mean though? Like when they talk about clickbait, but do you like some people who talk about clickbait? They're out of their mind. Like they like, oh, like if you're doing a clickbait, but you structure it right.
Yeah, no, we understand the clickbait.
But then at this point in time with the volcano, like at this point in time in this significant event, isn't it just fucking crazy the shit people would actually make up to just like which the volcano wasn't the game files, whatever.
I mean, I talked about this on Twitter the other day. Like, I feel like the term clickbait is thrown around a lot. There's a really big difference between clickbaiting, which is doing things in your thumbnail to try and get more clicks, and lying in thumbnails. It's really different. Like, people are like, oh, just the red arrows. Why you put so many red arrows in your thumbnails? Or like, why do you do this? There's a difference between making your thumbnails look like appealing, like you want to click on them, and making something else that has nothing to do with the entire video or something like that.
Like with my content and my thumbnails and everything, I could take advantage really hard if I wanted to. But and to be honest, like I've done that a few times, probably not at a level like what we're talking about. But I've sometimes made a thumbnail or I posted a video where I'm like, wow, I kind of feel like scum when I posted this. I'm like, you know what I mean?
You're like, this has no backing to it.
Now, what you just said there, you kind of feel like scum. Do you look at another person's content who does something crazy and fucking out of the mind of like what was going on? Do you say to yourself, how do they live with that?
I don't call them scum when I see that, but I'm like, I wonder if they're self-aware enough to feel like scum because of this.
That's exactly what I was trying. That's the point I was trying to bring. Like when I see it, I'm like, okay, first do you do you, whatever. But you fucking like it
gets to the point where it's what you want yourself to represent.
I was talking to Vinny. I forgot the fucking word he used, and it was great. He was like, we were talking about a significant person. He was like, just that, he has no cred now. Like the credit, it's really weird. It's like the content that you're pushing out, it kind of take away the title and look at the thumbnail and look at the content that this person, he or she, is doing, streaming. Look at it, and should it be titled Volcano in Fortnite, or should it be titled exactly what you're trying to get out of that video, which is either doing a giveaway or a fake giveaway, saying, hey, come here for a giveaway, and the whole thing throwing around with fake giveaways with the same event. You have also the point of the thumbnail to where you see it. Instead of looking at the volcano, instead of looking at the Fortnite logo, you see come and watch bullshit. That's what basically I say. Come and watch bullshit. And I used to be really strong. If this was me a couple months ago and I saw what's happening, Twitter, fucking fuck you, you scum, that would have been me. But now being the person to where I'm like, you know what? Right away, block it out. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. Let me do me, stick with me, and that's all. And people who are getting really strong about this, they're like, I'll delete my channel if I see another one of these things. Delete your fucking channel then. Like honestly, like you don't have to watch them, but at the same point, you can also say in your mind, like, I would never work with this person.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It's mental notes about that. You know what's funny is like, when this kind of, remember the purple, before the volcano, remember the purple cube nonsense? Well, that honestly wasn't nonsense because it was there, but it was like you know, people
watching
were
it,
advantage
just
of
sitting there watching it. Yeah.
So I did a stream, or it was a little while ago. I was like, they put the purple cube in PUBG XDDDD. I named that my stream title, and like for like 20 minutes, I had like over 1,000 viewers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
and it was just complete nonsense. I was okay, so I was in the training ground mode, standing kind of like what would be the loot lake, if you will, the water area, and I was just pulling stuff out of my ass. I'm like, okay, guys, this purple cube is gonna show up in about 20 minutes. All you guys need to do is stick around, like the video. Like, I was just taking the piss out of it, and like some people understood the joke, but most of my audience, I think, is at the point where like they didn't like that. They're like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's the thing. But it's like you can be doing so much of your time, and then this gets me, Chop. You don't even want to start. This gets me when they want to complain that they're tired and they're working too hard. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. I'm busting my fucking ass in swamp ass, and you're watching Loot Lake.
Yeah, I feel that on a spiritual level.
You know, late up night editing, whatever.
Yeah.
Chop, you late
I'll
up
send,
night.
I'll send Turbo 3 a.m. videos of me like catching editing sprees.
whatever the case may be, I don't care if you. I don't.
I struck a nerve with you, didn't I?
No,
I did something.
You know what? Because it's the point of like, don't brag that you're working hard. Oh, I'm tired.
That's
If I was sitting here watching Loot Lake shoot a couple of trees once an hour, I can get up and run a mile.
Doritos.
Eating Doritos, lads.
But at the same point too, you know, it's at the same point where if you were to do that, but then also 1, entertain, 1, do the things you're actually saying you're doing, 3, bring something to the table. That's something like for me, for example, if I was really big in the Fortnite community and I was doing something like that, volcanoes like that, I would make a joke out of it. I would keep that topic of like the volcano, whatever, like you did the thing with the cube. You would keep that topic.
It's a parody.
Yeah, you keep that topic and you would do a parody with it. You know what I'm trying to say? You would keep that topic, switch it, swing it around, and just do that. But then to the point where you're riding the wave of like, I'm an asshole, and it's like
very fine line, yeah.
it was really something, and that whole time I didn't tweet nothing about it. I didn't like nothing about someone.
I can tell whenever I see tweets, I can just see Turbo just sitting there like ready to just slam his cube.
There's some times where I write out tweets, I read it, and I'm like, fuck.
Nah.
Yeah, you ever tweet and delete?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I sometimes like I'm making a video and it's like not going well, and I'm gonna like tweet out like why I'm pissed. I'm thinking of someone else who's like not even doing this but getting fucking millions and shits because they're just like, and I'm like fucking motherfucker, and then I'm like, no, I can't do that.
I do a lot of the time where I tweet something and I think it's just the most hilarious thing in the world, and like a minute later I'm just sitting there, I'm like, that's so stupid. I just delete it. I'm like, this.
Yeah, you know, it's a good idea though when you get in that mindset where you're like, you get kind of like jealous and like, you know, frustrated with yourself that you're not doing the numbers that so-and-so's doing. What I do whenever I get in that mindset is like, I'll go back to like a video from like a couple months ago that did like marginally well, and I'll just kind of, I'll watch that and I'll take that in and I'll remind myself again why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's a good exercise. I recommend to do that every once in a while.
You know, with this podcast and, you know, I remember telling Jack and NearDYE, who's not here, by the way, NearDYE, will be here next week. Oh, there he is. Holy shit.
He's in the chat.
Holy shit.
Look at that timing.
Tonight. Holy. What up, people? What's going on, NearDYE? How you doing? Okay, yeah. So there would be times where, like, you know, I would tell NearDYE and JackTheBus, you know, for this podcast, like, oh, this is the comment somebody brought it on Facebook. I put out, and they commented this, like, oh, I remember, there was a comment where there was a kid. I told JackTheBus and NearDYE this early in the podcast. I was sick for a full week, didn't go to school. I binge watched all your podcasts, and I was like, holy shit! Like, I don't care if it has 10 views on that video. 10 views is 10 people, and that's one of the people.
Yeah.
That's what people just need to say, like, okay, this is it. People get mad that they have like 3,000 subs. Like, do you know how many movie theaters you can fill with 3,000 people? Even when you had 7,000 subs, you never said that in your head. Like, you never like made that little like what was it, that little key? Like Rad Austin uses all the time. Rad Austin always tells his parents, "I can fill up the whole Yankee Stadium."
Yeah.
and that I always use those
Good
two.
analogy.
In the beginning, when I had like 100 subs, I would tell my mom, you know, I can fill up a movie theater, right? And then I was like walking around like I can. Fill
She's
up
like,
baseball
okay,
field."
Turbo, you
Yeah, right.
get him, buddy.
Okay, yeah. You know what's
Yeah,
funny? Yeah, what's going on?
You know, speaking of that, you know what's kind of cool is that like, so when I got my plaque from YouTube, like here, like they gave me a letter as well.
Yeah.
And, like most of the letter was just kind of just like.
Oh, they bought the Coliseum, right?
No, but there was one line that I actually really liked. Let me find it here. It says, it actually like really kind of hit home. Where is it?
Because I remember the original one for the gold play button. They're like, oh, you can fill up the whole Coliseum. I remember watching Angry Grandpa video, and they're like,
Oh, right here.
Grandpa.
It says, it's talking about 100,000. It says each and every person who has subscribed to your channel has been touched by what you created. They were inspired, challenged, or entertained. And like when you really let that soak in, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like 100,000 people that for some reason were like, I want to see more. I'm going to subscribe.
And I think the smaller your channel is, it's not harder for people to subscribe, but it's harder to convince them to subscribe, because when you see a low sub count, you're like, do I want to sub? You know, like, are they gonna be like worth it to watch in the future? Because you know, the younger content creators, like whenever you're in your like your first couple of videos, you don't really know what you're doing, and it's about giving them a chance.
I agree.
You know, and it's at the end of the day where, you know what, you have to have those things to remind you. You need to have some of those things to remind you why exactly you're doing it. You need some of those things to where you're saying to yourself, you know what, those times where, you know, I had plenty of those nights where you're up late night editing and you ask yourself, is it worth it? Like, is this worth it? An old video, Jack's like, fuck yeah. Jack's like,
like yesterday, I literally was like, is it worth it? You know.
And you know what? And that's exactly what I mean. I remember watching an old Z House video where Jack X, have you ever felt quitting YouTube? Lex goes, every fucking day. He goes, every day. And you know what? You know, some people have that mindset, some people don't, but then some people have the mindset to where, you know what, they you know exactly what we're talking about, how you have those things to remind you, like, you know what? This is why I'm doing it. Big thing this upcoming this month that just passed. Tiger Woods being out of the game for so long, the work, the grind, the practice, his injuries, this and that, coming to win a major tournament. Little things like that, you know, it can be in anything. Little things like that. Really, Ronnie Dangerfield, everybody, you know, familiar with that comedian. He got his fame when he was 48 years old. Grinding comedy stores, grinding this and that to get to the top. 48 he got his mark. And that wasn't even like millions. He got to, like, you know, little talk shows and then some interviews and then a movie and then it got to arenas and stuff like that. And at that point, he only had like 20 years of fame, because then eventually I think he died around like 70 or late 60 years old. And that just says something, man. That just says something.
I think there's a lot of people that think they're too old to do something, or like their wave is already left. But the way I look at it is that everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, but you get to decide how your life is based on how you spend it. So, like, it kind of goes back to that argument. Like, I don't like when people, it doesn't bother me, but there's more behind when someone says, I don't have time to do this and this. That's just saying that whatever that thing is not important enough to you to make time for it. Because you make time for things that are very important. So, for instance, like, when you were saying that when you're starting YouTube, this whole like advanced warfare thing, when you had to go to practice, like I relate to that. It's like, this is more important to me right now, so I'm gonna make time for this, right? And so if somebody wants to do something, whether it's YouTube, whether it's like, I don't know, anything like voice acting, sports, you'll make time for whatever that thing is.
You brought up a good thing.
And it's never too late.
You brought up a good thing with voice acting. Nolan North, construction worker. He was a painter. He did everything he could because he had a kid when he had a reporting job. He had a kid, a wife. He had to pay mortgage, stuff like that. You know, his wife kept telling him the voices he would do around the house. You should do voice acting. He did voice acting. Now look. At that time, he was probably in his late 20s or maybe early 30s, you know? So it has to, it has to hit home to some people. And big person Gary V, who we just watched the video on this podcast, Gary V says, go on his Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. How many video titles you see? You 30 and have a future? You can still. And then he just goes on with his big rant and he does his big inspirational videos. You 40 and want a future. You 50 and you want a future. You know what? It doesn't fucking matter. Luna's saying to be 5 or 50 years old, it don't matter. It really does not. People, look at Lil fucking Tay. Look at Lil Tay in that little shit.
I don't know if she's a good comparison because she's God now.
Well, I don't think God anymore. Jack.
Wait, what?
After that whole thing of that whole brother scenario, I don't think she's God now.
Oh, I don't know about that.
The little whole Chop, you know that little Tay drama stuff that was going on?
I know who it is. I don't know about the drama. To be honest, I haven't kept up.
Her brother would be the one filming her videos.
Oh yeah, and her mom was a realtor.
Yeah.
No, but she's like out of the spotlight now. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, out of the spotlight because her brother was like, there was a leaked video by Drama Alert where he's like, say the fucking line right. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like, look at him. He's basically saying like, say the fucking line right. You're not saying it right. Stop saying this. Abusing the girl.
Dude, that's what freaks me out. Like child movie stars and like any child fame to me is a path for like when they grow up something's gonna be wrong. You know what I mean? Like if they don't get to live out like a normal childhood or relatively normal, there's gonna be ramifications when they grow up. And like stuff like that, when I see kids, I'm like, yikes. It's not a great idea in most cases. Like if you look at most child actors from like
who was that kid from Home Alone?
Yeah, Litter's with the
Oh man, yeah.
What is that guy's name?
It's
just
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, like just that's a prime example.
I mean,
like,
even like good backgrounds, like I mean, Miley Cyrus went through so much stuff for a little bit.
Sure, like Miley Cyrus was like she was a couple years ago, and everybody's like, she really, and I think that just stems from being like a child star
and people seeing you as one way, and you feel like this mindset of like, oh, I need to look different.
Yeah. Scary.
It's only you know what? Sometimes I say to myself, even if I stay where I am now, it's only a matter of time I start flipping the fuck out. It's only a matter of time I start throwing shit and start, going on Instagram naked on the street. It's like,
oh, there goes Turbo again.
We're on that path.
I'm one G fuel away, folks. Don't worry. I'm one G fuel away.
Yeah.
Overall, Ch0pper, thank you so much, man.
Hey, man, it was great, dude. I had a lot of fun.
Can I point out the fact that Ch0pper knows what the best monster is? He's drinking it. I literally have like 4 cans of them.
Dude, this is king.
It's the best one, man. There's no matter. I literally have one a day, and it's gonna kill me, but.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so
keeps me alive.
Folks, listen, thank you so much. Benny445, NearDYE, Luna, Mr. Elwood, Bazana, all the people watching. Thank you so much, Goose, JRB9998, Ch0pper, AstroBoy for the subscriptions. Thank you guys so much. Ch0pper, anytime you want to be back on this podcast, you don't ask me, you tell me.
Hey,
say
thanks,
Turbo,
dude.
I'm hopping on. Don't even say shit.
Yo, make room. I'm coming through.
I don't care. You know what? Let's
throw him in the Brady Bunch one.
Let's have you and JC on at the same time, and let's let's make inside jokes. Let's just make inside jokes for the whole entire stream. Fuck the chat. We'll just say they don't have to understand. We'll just make it all. We'll make it a day in advance, and we'll speak in our secret language.
I'm so down. I'm so down.
We'll include him in the Brady Bunch one when we have like 16 people on at the same time.
I remember when we had Matt and Jose on. We were gonna do a Brady Bunch because we had me, Jack, NearDYE, Matt. We had 5 people on. We were gonna be like the Brady Bunch with the boxes. So,
that's a new podcast format right there.
That's it.
Can you imagine?
That's revolutionary.
That'd be chaotic.
Yeah.
That's it. Well, folks, every single Saturday right here on Jack the Bus's channel, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the It Is What It Is podcast, and Jack the Bus, it's 12 p.m. Central Time. Where, Ch0pper, what do you got going on? Where can the people find you? Links in the description, but what do you got going on?
Oh, what? You know what? Actually, I've got some things coming up here really soon that I think it's an announcement. I think we'll surprise some people.
Okay.
It's pretty big. Can't speak too much on it yet. I just gotta wait for everything to fall into place. But big things coming. Big things coming.
Big things. People, check all the links in the description where you can find Ch0pper and Jack the Bus. And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.